Welcome, I'm Dr. Janine Bowring, naturopathic doctor, and today I'm discussing the keto pros and cons. So we know that the keto diet is super popular and a lot of people have a lot of success with it, but I'm going to talk about some of the disadvantages as well. So some of the great things about the keto diet is that, of course, you can experience rapid weight loss. It does help with minimizing our insulin and our need for insulin, and helps with the insulin sensitivity of our cells. And that's a great thing for anybody who is pre-diabetic or is borderline, going into diabetes, or maybe even if you are diabetic. This can be really helpful when we limit the carbs so drastically in the keto diet to be able to take that pressure off of the insulin receptors and our insulin that's cycling through our body. So that's one of the advantages. Of course, we know that the healthy fats, so if you are doing keto in a healthy way, you're incorporating a lot more healthy fats into the diet, and this is essential for our brain function. And that's one of the reasons that I love the keto diet, is that it's feeding the brain with those essential fatty acids that it needs in order for those synapses to happen in the brain really rapidly and the way that it should. Another advantage is that you can experience rapid weight loss. So this is probably the reason why most people choose the keto diet and keto lifestyle, is to experience that weight loss. When we stop eating the carbohydrates, what happens is that excess body water weight that we're also holding on to flushes out, and we lose that weight quite effortlessly, and that's another advantage of the keto diet. Now, some of the drawbacks or disadvantages, the cons of the keto diet, would include that it can be unhealthy. So for people that are making the wrong types of choices in terms of their fats, so whether it's the polyunsaturated fatty acids from things like vegetable oil and canola oil, which is usually genetically modified, these can be very inflammatory to the body. So not probably my favorite choices when we talk about, increasing the fats in the diet. You want to make sure that you are using the healthier fats. Another disadvantage is that ideally, to do the keto diet properly, you should be doctor supervised. And this is something that I definitely recommend. You want to make sure that all of your blood levels and the parameters that your doctor is checking for you in terms of your overall health and your inflammatory markers in the blood are being monitored. And that's why, again, working with your doctor on the keto diet is another way, to ensure that you're doing it properly. So another disadvantage would be that it can be quite cumbersome to do all of the testing. So if you're wanting to do it, and this is what I did when I started the keto diet the first time, I wanted to do it the right way, and I got the keto strips, so the urine strips, and I was testing it, in the mornings to ensure that I was maintaining that ketotic state in terms of my urine. But that's not always as accurate, and some people prefer to do the blood work for the ketone body. So you could, find that this is a little bit, tricky, and you have to stay on top of it in terms of doing and testing your urine. So that would be another disadvantage if that's not, something that you want to be doing, and to ensure that you're in that ketotic state. Another disadvantage is that it is very restrictive, and anybody who has tried the keto diet, or if you're doing the keto diet, especially at the beginning when you're changing your habits, and especially your eating habits, the disadvantage, of course, is that now you're giving up and you're not able to consume regular bread, pasta, of course, all the treat foods and all the sweets. And this is, another disadvantage of any type of diet, keto included, that as soon as you say the word diet, which I don't like, is that in your mind you're thinking, okay, this is for a period of time, and then you can go back to eating the way that you did. Well, for most people, and you may have experienced this yourself, as soon as you get off the diet, no matter what type of diet it is, but especially for keto, and you start eating the foods that you love, and maybe it's the carbs and the sugars and the things, that weight comes back and then some. So that's why I don't like diets in general, but the keto diet definitely, because it is, if you're going to do it the way that, people say you should do it, and completely, you're limiting your carbs, and it's very restrictive, that, you run the risk of not only eating disorders, but when you start to introduce those carbohydrates back into the diet, that you will gain all of that weight back. So there you have it. Those are the pros and the cons of the keto diet from my perspective. I personally, I think that there are definitely advantages of doing keto. I happened to actually gain weight when I started keto. Obviously, I wasn't doing something right. I believe I was incorporating too many of the good fats and it was working against me. But I also personally didn't fix something else, which I have other videos on, the leptin resistance. I hadn't fixed my leptin resistance issue first before I started the keto, and I think personally that's why I didn't have the success that a lot of people do experience. So if you are in this boat, I want you to make sure that you check out my show all about weight loss, the science of weight loss and leptin resistance. Make sure that you address the leptin resistance issue and get those things under control and use the tools from the leptin resistance protocol to be able to help yourself to lose that weight. And yes, cutting down the carbohydrates is part of the leptin protocol as well. So I hope you learned something new today. Be sure to share this video with your friends. Give me a big thumbs up. I truly appreciate it. And if you're new here, make sure that you are subscribed. You turn on those post notifications by clicking that bell and clicking all so that you get all of my newest and latest uploads. And remember to always take care of your good health and do it naturally. Thanks for joining me today.